Hey everyone, and welcome back. Well, I guess you could say that the old Keurig that I had finally got a bit too slow and a bit too cumbersome. And so my wife was in the store a couple of days ago and said there is a newer kind of a Keurig, or a Mr. Coffee, I guess you'd call it, on sale here. And I was kind of concerned because she said it would do carafe and in single cup at the same time. So I thought it was going to be a bit wider and bigger, of course. So I was thinking about the real estate here on the kitchen cupboard, and I thought, well, maybe it just might be too big. Maybe we'll just go with another Keurig like what we had. But she said it was probably a bit narrower. It might be a little bit taller, but it's just a bit narrower than the old Keurig. And it does filter coffee. You can put your filter in there and do 10 or 12 ounces of coffee if you want to, just a water injection into the filter here on the top. But it also has this unit that takes the Keurigs, takes those cups. So if you want to do a Keurig, you just leave that in as is, put it in there, and just do your standard 4, 6, 8, or 10 ounce cup. Now, when you remove this, that's where your filter would go. Get this in with one hand. There we go. And you can bump it up then from the cup to this. I think it goes to... No, it's just the cup itself, I think. Yeah. So you can do 10 in the Keurig. But when you put in this unit here, it's a little sensor on the back. It's just a magnet. And it lets you know that you're using the coffee cup thing, the Keurig, and it lets you go up to 12 ounces. Now I'll just pull this out again, and I'll place this back in there as if I was going to make a cup of coffee. And a bit hard to get it in here with one hand, but there we go. And now you'll see it goes to 12 ounces. So you can program it to brew whenever you want to come on in the morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you want to do that. And you can set the time, of course, just hour and minute. Just a neat feature here. You can slow down the brew. It'll let the grinds soak in the hot water, and you'll get a stronger brew. And of course, this here is the adjustment for your whatever amount of coffee you'd like to have. And here's your on and off. So that's the Mr. Coffee. The last one we had was a Keurig, and like I say, it was getting pretty slow running the coffee through it. So I'm thinking that the lines and filters and the connections where the water would flow through were becoming restricted, and the chemicals that I was putting through it, but especially the vinegar, didn't seem to be doing the job anymore. It was still making coffee, but it was just a bit slow, and sometimes it didn't seem like enough water was coming out. Now back here is the reservoir, and the reservoir, you can remove it and fill it and put it back, or what I do is I just take off the top, and I have an extension on my kitchen tap, and just bring it over here and run the cold water into there. And if you see inside here, there's a filter in the bottom, and that needs to be replaced every month or so. And that's what holds it there. And that yellow marker there, you can set it to what date you put it in, and so when you pull it out, you can check what date you put the filter in, and you can go by that as to when you need to change the filter again. So if you put the filter in December, you would put this yellow marker to the January marker, and that way you'd remember when it has to come out. And, put this lid back on here. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It works quite well. and I do like the slow feature, the slow run feature, the strong. It's called strong fort. I do like that. That is a neat option. I guess mine was really slow, so but I was probably always getting strong coffee because it was, it would take probably an extra 35, maybe 40 seconds, maybe an extra minute to get a mug of coffee out of the old Keurig, and that Keurig was pretty old. I'm after cleaning it a dozen times, I'm sure. Anyway, thanks to the wife for the new coffee maker, Mr. Coffee. It's a little bit narrower, so it takes up less real estate, and it just clears the cupboard here by about 2-3 inches, so great, lovely. And so we still got lots of room on the cupboard. Anyway, that's Mr. Coffee maker and Keurig Carafe. Just comes off and locks back on, and press this button here, and that opens the little valve here, and your coffee flows out. And I tried this. If you pre-warm it, if you heat it up in hot water, and then you run your coffee into it. This will get hot, by the way. You run your coffee into it, and this little carafe will keep your coffee nice and warm for about 3 to 4 hours, and that's more than enough time. And I checked it without warming this up, preheating it, I should say. I done coffee in it, and I came back 6 hours later, and the coffee was warm, lukewarm, I would say, not hot. But after I preheated the unit, I discovered that about 4 hours is still plenty hot. Nice, comfortable drink to drink. Anyway, that's the Keurig. Thanks for watching.